Okay? And I got one message yesterday, kind of concerning, so we'll always talk about messages. Look, nobody's picking on you. I'm not going to tell who sent the message, but here's the thing. Sam, I went from 5,000 to 20,000, and I'm at 3. I lost it all yesterday. And this is what I talk about, and I talk about it over and over again, and people screw up, and some of these screw-ups, like my screw-up in 2001 when the World Trade Center got hit, Sam goes 30 grand to 5 million and does $1.5 million in SPX options, and it goes to shit the next day when the World Trade Center gets hit, chases it with 500,000 and loses that. That's a screw-up. And I told you, my dad told me, he goes, he didn't pat me on the back. He just said, what kind of idiot puts in $2 million into this? Okay? So I'm not going to pat you on the back, but you took 5 grand to 20, so lots of things that you did wrong. Let's talk about. First, you didn't take half of it out and move it to a different account. If you move it to a different account, you still have 10 grand. You're at 5, now you're at 20, you take half out, you have 10 in another account. Even if you screw that up 10, you have 10 in another account. That's the first thing you should have done. The next thing is, and I sent a message back and I didn't get a response back, so I can't give you the whole thing, is how come, so you're at 3 grand, how come you're putting 17,000 in the market? Right? So, but you can't do stuff like that. I'm telling you. Now, I completely understand human nature. I understand gambling. I understand trading. I understand everything. Look at me. Sam yesterday, right before Tesla wasn't breaking up and he took some premiums lower, he wasn't giving me 22, 23, 24 on my 250s, so I just sold them. I sold them. And then I remember we had the 300s for 8.9. 300s for 8.9. And they were $12 from 6, so they were a double. So I had 100 grand in that profit, right? But as soon as it started going down, he took them to 7 within a minute. I sold them at 6. I put my order in at 6. The option was at 7. I didn't try to get 7. I just said I want out even. Okay? So I got out even, and then they went to 5. So immediately I bought the 250 puts. And those, they were bid at 350, ask 350 to 4. I put in 550 because I just wanted them. I mean, there's no reason for it to drop 20 points. Something had to be up. I didn't know the news. So I was looking to just get in. Okay? And I now, if he would have come back on and said, oh, no, this is fake, I would have lost that money. But that was okay. I was okay with that because I had just banked 490 grand on the other one. I was okay with that, losing that 100 grand. But it went down, and I made the 100 grand. I sold it. If I'd held it, I'd have made another 100 grand because it's going lower now. Okay? So that's how you trade. But we also started out with Carvana, and we sold it. So why did we sell Carvana? Come on, guys. Quiz. Know why we sold Carvana. I told you this on Monday. Guys, if you're paying attention, I'm giving you these quizzes so you can become good. Why did I sell Carvana? Come on, somebody type. There you go, because it drops 10 every time. The last 4 times it popped, okay? Now, it's trying to pop here too. So in theory, so Carvana will probably go to 133, 134. But the last 3 times it opened up 6 or 7, it gave it all back, and then it goes back up. So like it opens up 7, it goes down 7, then goes back up, then the move is real. Okay? So the last time that happened, I told you on a Monday, it'll probably open way up and then goes back down. So when it opened up, we took the $3. We took the 44 grand. Right? Okay, now today Goldman Sachs is moving. It looks better. We're going to go by Goldman Sachs calls for next week because I think their earnings are going to be great on it. The banks are okay, but today what you want to see, guys, you want to see what the PPI is in the reaction. If the reaction is the same, if the PPI, see, there's no reason the market should not have gone down yesterday. But because it didn't go down, because they think the Fed is going to screw this up, that's okay. That just means you have to change your mindset. So today, if the PPI is low and the market rips, then everything's back to normal. We load everything again. If the market goes down on good news, that means something has changed. Now, is it changed for a day? Maybe. Is it changed for a week? Maybe. Is it changed for a month? Maybe. I don't know. But that's okay. So we bought some NVIDIA puts just because if it were to tank. The last time it tanked from 141, it went all the way to 119. So it was at 136 yesterday. So in theory, it can go to, come on, we're going to go, come on, type it in. You can't screw this up. Guys, did you guys go to college or did you all fail out? Come on, nobody's typing. You failed typing 101. You know, you know something, guys? I took typing class in high school too. And you see how I type. I type like shit. Okay, so interesting. Okay, so I can go, 119 if it collapses. Okay, that's okay. Now, AMD acted well, maybe ready for next week, we see. Banks are acting well. I mean, Bitcoin, if the PPI is low, just like the Bitcoin should have took off, it didn't take off. But if you have those MicroStrategy, you got 55 on, okay? SMCI working low. Yesterday, think about this. The market's tanking, and our Tesla's working. Our SMCI, we bought at 23. They went to 27. That was nice. Carvana worked. Goldman Sachs is up. That worked. Everything worked. All of the only ones that didn't work were the NVIDIAs that we had bought 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents. Those, okay? So let's see. But they don't understand. Here we go. PPI. Hold on a second, guys. PPI is coming. -8, -16, -13. Okay. I don't know what the number is, but they don't like it. Up 210. So that means that's a stronger number. So this is not good news. So this should have taken the market down in reality. So yesterday's move, maybe today's move, but we see. Let's see. Got to just see the action. Doesn't matter the news. The news is the news, and got to see the action. If Elon says he has a robotaxi, that's the news. If it goes down on good news, that's bad. Okay? So the news is the news. Let's see what happens here. I get a feeling they want to sell this off all the way to 5,500. Under 55.52 would be bad. Then we see. Okay? Now, here's the thing. The NASDAQ. How about the NASDAQ yesterday? We didn't get in because we missed it. But the 20,600 puts, you could have bought at $20. They went to 400. They went to 400. Okay? Hedges. Okay? Then we see. Tesla, in theory, no compelling reason to buy it unless you do earnings play, not next week, the week after. Okay? So then we see. I would like the SPX to pop to up 20 and then drop. Let's see. So we're not sitting on a bunch of stuff. I mean, all our roll-ups, remember the last roll-up always goes to zero. It always goes to zero. If you have AMD 180, 185s, and you sell the 80s, 85s, you have the 190s and 200s, they're going to go to zero. The last ones always go to zero. But just like what we do, you buy AMD, you say you buy 100 contracts at $1, you sell them at $4, you make 30,000, you put 10,000 in to the next two. So you're up 20,000. It doesn't matter. That's trading 101, okay? But the banks held. Goldman Sachs looks pretty good. If Goldman Sachs can get going, this has got 500 written all over it, okay? Then we see. JP Morgan wasn't doing much when I looked earlier. Yeah, it's just about even, not doing much. NVIDIA's up a little bit. If the market gets better, NVIDIA pops. Now, I'm looking to buy NVIDIA stock back at about 119, 120. Okay? Because I think everything is going to be great. But yesterday I told you right away, Lam Research was down 50. ASML was down 50. 30. So keep an eye on that. Okay? That's what we have. That's what we have. SMCI, they're going to guide on that week to the 26th. They're going to guide. They always do. So it's either going to go up 100 or down 100. Okay? But we may not hold those. So let's see the action. Okay? Let's see the action. Look what's happening again. The market is not that bad, off a bad number this time. Interesting. Okay? But the moral of yesterday is you trade with profits, you trade with profits, and everything. If you expect zero, this stuff happens. It happens. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again, and you're going to screw it up because you didn't listen to Sam. Listen to Sam. Just because you make $5,000 to $20,000 doesn't mean you have $20,000 in the market. Jesus, come on. Actually, what you should do is give half of it to your wife and say, just go blow it, honey, because I'm going to screw it up. Okay? Do that. Okay? So interesting. Now, one last thing here, we'll get started. People are buying the rut and the garbage in the rut. These are garbage stocks, guys. What's going to happen is the garbage stocks, and say he's even going to cut, are going to get, their earnings are going to be shit. Sam just says it like it is. Garbage is garbage. You don't buy garbage. Now, I understand these guys like Tom Lee and all these want to buy Rod or whatever. They're like, oh, I can buy this at $10 and it goes to 12. I'll make 20%. Well, if you buy it at 10 and you have $2,000 and you buy the stock, you put it all in and you put $2,000 in and you make $400. Is your life changed? Are you happy? Your wife's kicking your ass because you took the $2,000 to make $400 because $400 is worthless. Waiting a year to make $400 on $2,000. Nobody wants to do that. Okay, everybody wants bigger money. The market in the world hasn't figured out yet. People want to make money, and they don't want to make money when they're 60, 70, 80. They want to make money when they're 20, 25, 30. That's why these other plays, Tesla and all these other ones, move. That's why they move. I mean, it really, really is that simple. Okay? So, amazing run. Just crazy. Now, the video, I'm getting messages every night on the video. So many people are watching it. Thousands of people are watching it. People sending me, Sam, I was going to take a break and I signed right back up because the video is unbelievable. It is unbelievable, guys. I did that live. I do everything from memory. I'm giving you so much information, but you guys are overthinking stuff. Guys, you're aggravating me. If SPX is at 0, it starts every day at 0. +6 accelerates it. -6 drops it. There's algos that do that after +6 or -6. I told people this. I'm telling you right now, +6 or -6. And people are sending me messages. They're like, "Oh, SPX is up 40. If it gets to +6, it's gonna rip." If the SPX goes +6, it's -50. Not if it just goes up 6 points. Come on, guys. Nothing Sam does is complex. Okay? If you think complex, rethink. Okay? Nothing is complex. Tesla, 5 points out of the money. If it's 1, it should be how much next week? 5 points out of the money. Not 8, not a percentage, nothing like that. Don't get silly. Don't overthink. If you overthink, you think too hard. If you think too hard, your brain blows up. Your brain blows up because it's too complex. Okay? Now, if you want to think complex, go watch Dark Matter. There's like 30 Sams, 40 Sams. There could be 100 Sams in the world. Okay? Then you see. Okay? SPX up 1. Let's get started. Good morning, everybody. 712. SPX up 1. Look, this is fine. All this producer prices, it's take away yesterday's thing. So let's see if we rip and everything rips up. Okay? Let's see. But on a theoretical Friday, on a Friday with the market craters on a Thursday, typically you have the same action. Okay? So that's why we didn't buy calls. But doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Okay? then we see. Okay? SPX up 1, you got 5609, 5621, 5652 up. 5561, 5552, 5506. Very, 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 very possible. Okay? William is asking, can you explain +6, -6? Okay? The SPX opens every day at what? It opens at 0. It opens at 0. +6 is an accelerator, -6 is a decelerator. If the SPX is at -20, it needs to go to +6. That's it. That's it. If SPX is at up 50, if it goes to -6, it craters. That's it. Very simple. Okay, guys? Don't overthink. Sam doesn't teach hard stuff because people struggle. Okay? They struggle with the simple stuff, so I'm trying to teach everything very simply. Okay? Avago. 1722, 1762, 1772 is the accelerator, underneath 1651. NVIDIA. 131, 136, looks like 136 is a new beast, underneath 121. If the market reverses and starts tanking, NVIDIA can get to 119. ASML, 1109, 1122, underneath 1052. Lam Research, 1121, underneath 1020. CrowdStrike. I told you guys, people sending me charts on CrowdStrike. At least 5 different people send me a chart on CrowdStrike. I said, why are you sending me this? They said, CrowdStrike's ready. I said, no, CrowdStrike's not ready. Got 0 chance. The premium told you it has 0 chance. Throw your charts away. Start watching premium. Okay? You will do better. It needs 396. Needs 396 to get better. Meta is down to 500. Meta fails all the time. The stock is it's really sucky stock. It never goes, it breaks up, it goes up 36 points, closes at high of year, doesn't even go up 1 point. I mean, this stock just sucks. It's going to be off the screen. Can't play things that suck. Okay? It's just a hard trade. Don't do it. Baidu, a little bit better, 103, 109, AMD, 179, 176. Look, I'm going to tell you something you're not going to like if you love AMD. AMD is not even worth 120. It's not worth 120. Their product is not that good, and their sales to PE is stupidly bad. Now, it doesn't matter what it's worth. It only matters where it's going. And if it gets to 188, it's going to 200. Doesn't mean it's worth 200. Just means it can get to 200. Underneath 176, if the whole market collapses, AMD can go way, way, way lower. Goldman Sachs, 486, 491, I think 500 comes. Carvana, 136. ARM, 191. Coin, 222. MicroStrategy, 1422. NASDAQ, if the market craters, this has an opportunity to get to 20,000. Okay? SMCI, 896, 916, 932, Tesla, 231, 222, NOW drops 80 and goes up in the worst day of the year. Isn't that funny? Isn't that interesting? And Microsoft is trading at 40p. It's the highest PE stock out there, so it's going lower. That's what we know. For solar, better. If there's rate cuts, solar gets better. That's what we know. Everybody have a great trend day. See you in chat.